Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. As you all know, I've been a longtime Power Rangers fan from the beginning, been collecting the toys from the beginning, and I'm super excited about what Hasbro has been doing for the franchise, especially after Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest this past Friday, April 9th, 2021. And so I want to talk all about it, and here to discuss that with me are some folks from Hasbro themselves. Very excited and honored to have them here. Would you all please be able to go around and introduce yourselves and your role at Hasbro?
Sure, I can start. My name's John. I work on the marketing team on the product side of the business here at Hasbro for the Power Ranger toys.
My name's also John. I'm the design lead, global design lead on Power Rangers, and work with a team of brilliant designers to bring the toys to life.
Hi everyone, I'm not John, I'm Bridget, and I'm on the franchise marketing side. So I work on the entertainment and the content.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. There were a lot of exciting reveals and announcements at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. So I want to dive right into all of that. I want to start with the TV show. And it's been announced that there's going to be seasons of Power Rangers that have already and will continue to be uploaded to YouTube for free for anyone to view, which is very exciting. And it was announced at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest that Dino Thunder is going to start to be uploaded onto YouTube. I was wondering what the rollout strategy is for that, and how you decide which seasons you want to push out next.
So it's a loaded question, but to start with, in terms of why we made the change, we know, the fans had access to everything on Netflix, and now to your point, it will be free on YouTube. So what we want to do, not only we want the fans to be able to have access, but also introducing it to an entire new generation. So we looked back at the seasons and we selected Dino Thunder because we felt like Dino themed, it goes well with Dino Fury. So that was our first choice. I'm not going to reveal what's coming next. We thought it would be fun to kind of keep everyone waiting a little bit, but it will be once a week. So what we're doing is not only on YouTube, it might go on other platforms. We're working with all of those different platforms to figure out the best cadence and when we should upload, but eventually, yes, pretty much everything will be available. And we'll make sure that either via a Fan First Friday or and on our social media, we'll announce to fans and let everyone know. And you never know, we might be asking some people to weigh in too. So more in terms of what they want to see.
Okay, perfect. And so I think you kind of answered there. These are going to be things that are uploaded maybe on a weekly basis, new episodes. So it's kind of an ongoing rollout for the season. Is that correct? Okay, perfect. So I want to pivot to the current season, Dino Fury, which I've been really enjoying so far. It's been a lot of fun. And so we've seen the rollouts of the cast being revealed at these Fan First Friday events. And now Jordan Fight as the Gold Ranger, Ion at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest, which is very exciting. How important has that rollout, that online rollout via social media been through this process for Dino Fury? And timing wise, we haven't seen the Gold Ranger debut on the show yet. So why is now the right time to debut the Gold Ranger?
So it's been an interesting year. I think most of our fans know in Ranger Nation that historically the next cast is announced at Power Morphicon. And they're introduced, and then the sixth Ranger would be sometime later down the road. Usually, it could be at a Comic-Con, it could be somewhere else. Obviously, all of that was kind of blown up to a degree now that everything went virtual, which I think has been fantastic because it's given us an opportunity to share with even more people. So social and these announcements, Fan First Fridays, have been huge. I love that we can do it and kind of involve more people. And the gold, what we wanted to do, it's a little twofold. One, we wanted to be able to, with Fan Fest and with the Pulse Fan First Fridays in general, the fans, we truly mean they should come first. We know that there were already speculation that it was Jordan as Ion. But we thought we definitely want to be, have you guys hear from us, from the cast, and introduce Jordan. We thought it would be a great opportunity to do that. His episode won't appear until later in the fall, but it felt like the right time. And then I think people are aware, and you probably saw the reaction when Jordan was announced, that poor guy's been in New Zealand with his friends, acting and experiencing this wonderful country with, the cast and crew, and he hasn't been able to share it. So we were very cognizant of that. But we also wanted to give him his moment, for the announcement, because the Six Ranger is important. So we felt like this was the right time, but a lot more to come with the Gold Ranger.
Nice. Yeah, no, I love that. I think that was great because, as you said, historically, sometimes we have to wait a little longer. So it's nice to just have it out there. Everybody was hyped about it. I know from what I saw of Ranger Nation Online, we're all very excited to see the whole team together. That's always great to see. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So one of the other things announced at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest was Power Month this August. And it was touted as a celebration for the franchise with capsules at various retailers. And I just wanted to get some clarification on what a capsule, means. Is that like retailer exclusive products that will be available? Is there, what exactly can we look forward to with these capsules?
Sure. So you can think of a capsule program as a collection of related items and, like you said, retailer exclusive items. And it really allows us to thematically join these different items together instead of just having them be unrelated. And so there's a reason for them to hang together, and also a story that sort of keeps them interesting and released at the same time. So it's really this common theme around these exclusives. And that's what we refer to as a capsule, because it encapsulates it.
Okay, perfect. That makes sense. And so I think as part of that, it was talked about there'd be a capsule for Hasbro Pulse. Are those metallic Mighty Morphin Rangers? Was that the capsule for Power Month, or is there going to be kind of more to that to come?
Yes, you can think of the Metallic Rangers as Pulse's capsule. And so those pre-orders have already gone live, but that is what Hasbro Pulse's theme is for the year, and for in celebration it's around these Metallic Rangers.
Awesome. I have them all pre-ordered, so I'm ready to go. Very excited. So speaking of the metallic Mighty Morphin figures, I know it's a great way to have new characters like Kat and Aisha. I have Kat here, ready to go.
She turned out great.
About this. Yeah, very, very, very happy with that figure. But also we've seen, for some characters that we've already had, like Billy, Rocky, and Adam, we have some new civilian heads. And so I was wondering what goes into the design process in creating a new civilian head for a figure that already had one. Is there, fan feedback taken into consideration? Is it just a different look for that character from the show? What goes into that design process?
Well, I think it's in a lot of ways it's all the above. We're like all of the 6-inch collectible brands at Hasbro. We're constantly evolving, and we're taking in feedback. Everything can always get better. It's easy when you're a designer. You always want to challenge yourself to kind of push to the next level. So whether it's new head sculpts, new hairstyles, new helmet sculpts, like there's always room to do things a little better. So when we get an opportunity to do something like the Metallic Rangers, it's a great scene from season 3. The characters like, Aisha do have different hairstyles and looks. So let's try to pay tribute to those. So Loretta and Corey did a great job of trying to figure out exactly which portraits they want to do. How can we be additive and also improve on what the universe has? And the great thing about Lightning Collection is the compatibility between heads. So when we do have an opportunity to put out a new civilian head, you can go back and upgrade. You can upgrade one of the Rangers you may already have on your shelf. And I think when you look at 30 years of Ranger history, there's always new opportunities to do new hairstyles. You do Jason David Frank with a chin goatee. Like there's all sorts of different things you can do. But I think it comes down to what's going to make sense for the capsule program, and then what are the fans asking for? We're all fans ourselves. We're always reading what the feedback is, the best that we can, because there's a lot, and trying to understand and digest, what's the best move to make. And luckily, our sculptors and our design lead, Loretta, they're both huge fans too.
Awesome. No, I think the new civilian heads look great. Very excited to get my hands on those. The other thing at Pulse Fan Fest was there's a Q&A segment, and it was mentioned that we've gotten the release of the Lightning Collection Zeo Blue Ranger, and the Tonfas at the time were not included with the figure. and it was announced that they would then be released with another figure, I believe, next year. So I was wondering what goes into, the deciding what is included in a figure, and then this decision in particular, why include the Tonfas in another figure next year?
No, I think it speaks to the evolution that I talked about earlier, right? So we're always trying to evolve. We look at some of the things that may have been done in the past, and some of the figures and accessories that have been done, and how can we evolve that, and then how can we make people's collections more complete. I'm always a fan as the design lead to try to figure out ways of creatively completing collections. So like when you're starting to introduce a new character, can you sneak out something at a later date that's going to make that collection more complete, at the same time introducing something brand new season, or capitalizing on some new anniversary. So when you try to weave that whole web together, strategically, you want to try to lay those elements out so that people want to stay engaged with their hobby, and they continue to be fans throughout the years, and they want to keep upgrading their Rangers. Because otherwise, if you have a one and done Ranger and it's perfect, in some ways that would be really awesome, but in a lot of ways, there's always room for improvement. You look at an action figure you have from 15 years ago, there's always room for, a better Star Wars figure, a better Marvel figure, or a better Ranger, and that's part of our hobby. We have to continue to grow and evolve. Yeah,
I remember when Lightning Collection was first announced, I was like, wait, they can do that in an action figure at that price point? Like I never thought,
it's that hit, that's the shoulder articulation, right? You can just get so much out of it. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And as a completionist, I know that makes me happy to hear as well. So certainly appreciate that. So one of my personal favorite reveals was the red Tyrannosaurus Sentry from the Boom Studios comics, because that's one of those things that's not from the main TV show. It's pulled from the comics, which are definitely geared towards the fans, and there's a lot of great things in there for the fans. So the red Tyrannosaurus Sentry, I just have to talk about that. Why select that figure, and also, was there ever any discussion of including Skull's civilian head with the red Sentry?
Well, in terms of the selection of the figure, it was, of course, part of the design sort of process. We go back and forth discussing who we want to add to the collection. And the red Tyrannosaurus Sentry really was, out of the world of the coin list, the next right step to take in terms of who to add to that world, to the collection. We have the Ranger Slayer out there. We have Draken, of course. And while fans are building out their dioramas or posing out their figures, who makes more sense than to have a couple of red sentries that you could pose next to Draken, flanking him on his side in formation as his elite guards. So it really was the right choice in terms of who to add to the collection as our next item. For the Skull civilian head skull, I'll kick that over to Warden to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool, that cameo that Skull's there, and that's when that reveal was a very redeeming moment for Skull in the comics. That's, I think, to speak to the point about it being a true troop builder, we wanted to be able to, at least in this guy's initial release, to be able to have it be something that people could army build. I'm personally a big fan of army builders, and I think that, that way, I think when we think about the long game, I'm always thinking about, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years out. When we think about all those other sentries, Mastodon Sentry, there's great opportunities for great army builders, multi-packs, and we want to make sure we pay tribute to Skull in the right way. So I guess more to come on that, and try to, there's just so much in those comics in general, and especially the Shattered Grid. So we always want to try to wait for the right moment.
Perfect. No, that figure looks really, really nice. Can't wait for that. I'm so excited about everything that was revealed at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. Lightning Collection looks great. I personally can't wait for the Dino Fury Zords later this year. Those look really cool when they're showcased, the previous Fan First Friday. So any final words for Ranger Nation on what to expect for kind of the show or the toys, the franchise in the coming year?
I'll start from the show perspective. I think you guys all know our mid-season finale is Saturday. So a lot more to come later in the year. So we don't want to make everyone wait, but I promise there'll be some exciting reveals and some great storylines.
And then from the product side, we still have great stuff coming down the line. Can't wait for Power Month in August. We have some really cool stuff that we can't talk about yet, but definitely stay tuned. We're super excited to share it with you.
Amen.
All.
Lots of great figures, tons of innovation. It's gonna be a great Christmas season this year for sure.
Awesome. That's very, very exciting. Thank you all so much to the viewers. You can watch Power Rangers Dino Fury on Nickelodeon Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern, and you can collect all of the great Power Rangers products via Hasbro Pulse and/or a retailer near you. Thank you all so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Azan.
Thanks.